Welcome back everyone to the next installment of Chaos Child. We're preparing for the Culture Festival, and boy, we're having so much fun. The Hekiho Academy Newspaper Club had been the first in the nation to upload a video version of the school paper to Nikoniya. Our papers dealt with anything involving Shibuya. We'd done a special on the Shibuya restoration once that a local paper had written about. We did a paper once that a local paper had written about. We won a special prize at a city journalism contest, and the video got over 80,000 views despite being boring as hell. After that, though, I could understand being upset at the fact that new videos dealing with goings-on in Shibuya weren't breaking 2 digits. Freaking ouch. Remember, this is in regard to that picture that Ito took. A boyfriend and girlfriend walked in, evidently back from shopping. Their arms were full of Garo Froggy stuffed animals. Ito hadn't noticed then. I looked at my classmates who were already beginning to play with their new toys and said, This was a personal theory of mine. Smartphones and Pokecoms had become a religion to the modern teenager, and the information they gained from these portable terminals had a huge influence on their lives. The abbreviation of a name given to a series of pocket computers, so I guess we are doing Pokecom then? Fine. With 7-inch Full HD displays. The name Pokecom is unique to Japan and has nothing to do with the so-called pocket computers that were sold in the 80s. These computers began to become popular worldwide in 2012 and are expected to someday replace smartphones. They come loaded with a number of different apps, such as an internet browser, an email program, a TV watching program, video games, microblogging apps, and a camera. It said they'll also be gaining the ability to make phone calls soon as well. Some people only look at SNSs like Twitter, Rhine, and Facebook. Please. Others at @Chan and Nikoniya. SNS, what's that? Social networking service. A service that offers users the opportunity to join a virtual society that exists on the internet, often used to refer to any site or application which allows for things like the creation of a user profile, message sending capabilities, the ability to link users together, and community building capabilities. As of 2015, there are over several hundred publicly available SNSs, and if you include all software that allows for basic communication between users, it becomes a truly incredible number. Over 60% of the Japanese population uses some kind of SNS, and it's said that over half of those that do use more than one. It's considered normal for most people to use an SNS, and there are even some users who have gotten so tired and burned out from the time they spend on social networks that they quit altogether. Facebook. A type of social networking service that requires the use of a user's real name. Users create and publish profile pages that allow them to easily connect with others that share similar interests. As of 2015, there are around 1.4 billion users worldwide, making it the world's biggest social network. Rhine. SNS. An instant messaging application that can be used on smartphone or PC. If both users have it installed, they can communicate with one another via voice and chat. As of 2015, the service has over 400 million users worldwide. And Twitter. Mini blogging application that allows for... Really? We're even doing the 140 characters? Tweets of other users you followed are displayed on the screen in the timeline, which makes it a kind of chat tool. As of 2015, there are a little under 300 million users on the service worldwide. And I wonder if as of 2022 there are 280 characters. Some looked at all those as well as the links they found there. And then some looked at all those things as well as their favorite celebrity blogs, the big @Chan aggregators, and then whatever humor site was popular at the moment. Should I just call it 2chan? Because @ is when you hold shift and 2. It's just 2chan. All of these people were wrong-siders. And the scary thing was that these days, 9 out of 10 wrong-siders were teenagers. Garo Froggy launched 6 years ago with a cell phone strap that had gotten popular for reasons no one ever understood. And then lately a combination of Garo Froggy memes on Twitter, as well as an amateur anime posted to Nikoniya. If I remember right, it was a talking dancing frog singing anime themes. It created a fad, though I hated to use the word for something so stupid. It amazed me that people honestly believed that the ribbit sounds made by the female actresses in those videos were from the original, or that the original was the stuffed animal that had come out recently, and not the phone strap. My guess was that they only got their information from Twitter.
それに男の場合はウェイトレスじゃなくてウェイターだって。
This is why we say server today. This was one of the reasons I joined the newspaper club. I didn't want to end up like them. Anyway.
宮代くん?
A girl, evidently the one in charge of the waitresses, was talking to me. Who was she again? Fujita? Fujimoto? I think there was a Fuji?
何? Tanaka-san.
Oof. Way off. Tanaka. I was totally wrong. Slappy? Samsonite. Oh, I was way off.
さ、教室で流す映像のビデオ撮影のことなんだけどさ。
What was she talking about? Oh, right, they were going to make their own version of the Nikoniya videos where they wore costumes and danced.
そのアップとかできるのかな？こうずっと同じで撮るんじゃなくて。
What? What was she telling me what to do? I didn't volunteer to videotape it, you guys forced me. Well, it was better than being told to dance or make props myself.
そのフィックスじゃなくていろいろ動かせっていうことですか?
I mean, I'm assuming fix means just a fixed camera angle. You want a more dynamic thing? Yeah, the act of fixing a camera in a single place and recording without moving it.
フィックス? よくわかんないけど。
できますよ。アップでも何でも。
That's gonna be so awkward though, because isn't that gonna involve you walking up to get closer? So it's gonna look like somebody's walking with the camera. You're not gonna have zooms or cuts. It's gonna just look weird.
本当? よかった。じゃあ本番までにどこをどう撮ってほしいかまとめて渡すから。
Unless you have a dolly, this is going to be awkward, and even if you do, it'll probably still be kind of awkward. And then she fled. That surprised me. Don't scare me like that. I was so nervous I was sweating a little. Ito was looking at me and sighing. What?
お前、やっぱり野獣じゃないわ。
What?
相変わらず慣れない相手だと挙取るし、丁寧語だし。
しょうがないだろ。いきなりだったんだから。
She came out of nowhere. And what's more, I made it a policy not to talk to anyone unless it was necessary. This was the first time in quite a while I'd spoken to any of my classmates but Ito.
どうだった?
なんか自慢されてなかった？フィックスとかなんとか。
んだそれ。またうんちくか?
They'd already started to spread meaningless information. Stop it. Hearing whispers about me in the classroom brought back bad memories. I was starting to have a hard time breathing.
おい、大丈夫か?
I must have looked like I was in pain because Ito was looking at me with concern on his face. I quickly nodded to show that I was fine.
陰口は聞こえないように言えってのな。しかも自慢でもうんちくでもなんでもないっての。
Yeah, it's really not technobabble. Even if you didn't know what fix meant, like, I didn't. I just inferred like a fixed camera, like you fix it in place. Maybe it sounds a little weird in Japanese because fix is in English.
別に気にしてないよ。藤田さんは
誰だよ?
Yeah, we got the name horribly wrong again.
田中さんは情弱なだけなんだから。
That's right. It wasn't worth worrying about. She was just ignorant. Ito looked over at our other classmates who were having fun.
ったく、オポチュニストが。
Opportunists. Uh-oh. What did that mean again? I knew I'd heard it before. I ran a search on my Pokecom, making sure not to let Ito see. Or pakekam? Because pocket? Who the hell knows? Opportunist. One who takes advantage of any opportunity to achieve an end.
そうだな。言い当ててると思う。みんなと同じ方向にひよってるだけだよ。
まったくな。
Ito nodded, annoyed. Good. Looks like he didn't find out.
いつの時代もスクールカーストの底辺にいる俺らオタクは上部にいる方たちに話のネタを提供する運命なのか。
A natural hierarchy among students that develops in classroom environment. It's impossible to define all the factors that go into determining this hierarchy, but attractiveness and romantic experience are major factors in giving one a high rank, and those with otaku hobbies or those who have trouble communicating tend to fall on the lower end. There are, of course, many people who possess attributes from both the upper and lower castes, and one's final position in the hierarchy is determined by the general opinion of the class. It's common to think of the hierarchy as having an upper rank, a middle rank, and a lower rank. Hold it. The school caste system wasn't something I cared about, but...
おい、僕はオタクじゃないぞ。
またかよ。
またってなんだ。理屈に合わないことが気持ち悪いだけだ。一石。
いい、ぶたなくていい。
オタクの定義は流動していて、当初あった悪いイメージは徐々に払拭されつつあるけれど、2015年現在でもアニメやらラノベやらゲームやらアイドルやらにハマっている人のことを指す場合が大半だ。
I thought I saw a boy reading a light novel turn toward me, but I didn't care. Those losers with light novels. This kid's sitting right here.
僕はくだらないアニメやラノベは見ない。時間の無駄だ。
Don't ask me silly questions. I don't play silly games. Or I won't play silly
以
games.
前お前なんかのアニメを絶賛してなかったか。なんだっけ、ブラチュ。
This is the perfect facial expression for this. Just like, ha ha ha.
くだらないアニメは見ないと言ったんだ。
I watch it for the story and the lore and the themes.
素晴らしきかな我が人生や二人のベロニカとかの名画を検索しようとすらせずに同じようなアニメばっか見て。
The Two Veronicas, a joint production by France and Poland, directed by Krzysztof Kieslowski? I might be saying that wrong because of the accent on the S. Chronicles the lives of two different girls, both named Veronica, who were born in two different countries. The scene on the bus is a must-see, a masterpiece. I feel that I don't get this one, but I suspect It's My Wonderful Life is It's a Wonderful Life. Oh my god. An American movie released in 1946, Blank Capra, depicts the life of a man in a strange miracle encounter on Christmas Eve. In America, it is the quintessential Christmas movie. The sense of excitement when he runs through the city is unforgettable, a timeless classic. This is really on the nose.
このアニメを見てないやつはにわかだとか言ったり。
Is a casual. You haven't seen the show, you're a casual.
わかったって。
数列都市や冬の庭とかの名著。ああ、いいよね。とか嘘ついて済ませてラノベばっか読んでいる。
Oh boy. Winter's Garden, a novella published in 1992 by Kazumi Yuki, depicts the relationship between three sixth-grade boys and a senior citizen who lives alone. Translated into different languages all over the world and turned into a movie and stage play. A book you'd want to read when you were the same age as the young boys. I don't think I know what this is referencing. Cities in Sequence? Hard sci-fi, written by Greg Morgan in 94, depicts a humanity that has begun to live in virtual reality and its thoughts on immortality. The scenes at the theory proving grounds are a must-read. I feel I should know what this is, but I don't think I do.
そういう自分の好きな知識しか吸収しないやつを言うんだ。オタクっていうのは。
カメラオタクってなんか怪しいイメージあるよな。
別に人様に迷惑かけなければいいんじゃん。好きなんでしょ。うちだってジョニオタだし。
Who cares, I believe, instead of who carries. Stop it, please. More than anything, I don't want to be the same as you people. And then the door to the classroom flew open. Oh, hello. A female student was looking in. You know what? I'm feeling awful positive. She must have been in a hurry because she was a little out of breath. Can't wait for our stupid romance sequence. She brushed her long hair out of her eyes and was about to come inside.
ノノどうしたの？
おお女帝ちょうどよかった。
The whole class started to talk to her.
ちょっと
She was about to say something when her foot caught on one of the cables running across the room. Am I gonna dramatically catch her? And she suddenly tripped. Yeah, here it comes. She falls right into my arms, and it's awesome! And then we snap back to reality. I moved quickly, yes. She staggered forward, but I grabbed her to keep her from falling.
気をつけろよ。
Her hair flew up and tickled my nose. Oh, here it comes. It smelled good, and her body was very soft. Extremely soft, in fact. It felt kind of squeezable. Okay, wanna give you a little weird, buddy. What was I touching? Was any part of a person's body this soft? No, at least nothing on a man's body was. Yeah, lay it on thicker, buddy. Which meant... What was the softness? I don't know, dude. Do you have eyes?
宮代、お前とんでもない勇者だな。こんな大勢の前で堂々と女帝のおっぱいをもみもみするなんて。
Yeah, classy. I mean, I know this is a stupid vision. It just really cracks me up that some guy... Oh no, it's Ito. But just, you're the bravest man I've ever met. Boobs.
あ、いや、これは事故だ。事故なんだ。
Wait, we really had, like, a negative? I guess there was supposed to be a positive flashback, because it's like, oh man, what if I did that? But even in the fantasy, he's embarrassed because that wasn't supposed to happen? That was weird. If that ever actually happened, she would kill me for sure. Just thinking about it made my blood run cold. She almost tripped, but managed to keep her balance. What the hell is the negative thing? Like, what happens in the negatives? Do they get, like, horribly injured? Like, where do you go with this? Or, I don't, like, do you get your ass kicked for trying this? Or what? Like, if you go in for the kiss for your friend in the beginning, does she, like, smack you in the negative? Like, I don't know what happens. She smiled a bit and took a deep breath. All the students around her, boys and girls alike, began to move. They surrounded her as if they were welcoming a long-lost family member.
ちょっと誰？こんなところにケーブル置きっぱなしにしたの。危ないな。のの、ごめんね。
女帝、大丈夫か？
ええ、気にしないで。
She answered them with a smile. I felt like our eyes met. I looked away without thinking. Nono Kurisu, the first student council president of Hekiho Academy.
あのさ、うちの喫茶でキッチン側とそれ以外のこっち側のなんてのお客さんスペースってか。
Kurisu smiled a little as she spoke.
ホール側？
そうそう、ホールだ。そのさ、間を仕切る暗幕の数の調整ってワックンしてくれた？
Sorry, Mr. Wacky?
調整？涌井先生が増田くんにそう言ったの？
Okay, there you go, nickname. Wakui?
え、聞いてない？
ええ。ということは絶対やってないでしょうね。わかった。私から言っておく。
大丈夫？なんか女帝、先生たちから目つけられてんじゃん。てか、怖がられてんじゃん。
生徒会長なんて生徒側から学校側に無理難題を押し付けるためにいるものでしょ。大丈夫。なけなしの権力を振りかざすから。あと増田くん、女帝はやめて。
Yeah, it's freaking weird, dude.
ほほ、サンキュー、女帝。
あなたね。
Most of the boys in the class called Kurisu Empress as a joke. She'd gotten the name after becoming a hero to her fellow students through gallant deeds like putting an end to the principal's endless homeroom speeches. Huh. That is impressive. Not to mention bringing more types of bread to the school store.
のーのー、着ぐるみありがとね。ぴったりだった。
田中、それ私が試着した時、最後までファスナー上がらなかったんだけど。
地雷？
呼び込み禁止にするからね。
ああ、ごめん、嘘。ピチピチだから。これは割とマジで。いや、てか、どうせ胸で引っかかったんでしょ？
冗談。期待してるから笑い取ってよ。
She sure was popular. She even knew the names of students in other classes? The top of the school caste system. That was the first phrase that came to mind. And then...
タクル、話があるの。ちょっと来てくれる？
Kurisu walked all the way over to me and Ito. Her expression was so kind, it seemed she had to be putting on some kind of act. I could see that all the people who'd been surrounding her were staring at me.
女帝カメラっ子に何の用だ？友達なのか？
知らないの？ノノは。
はあ、マジで？
I ignored my classmates' whispers and focused on Kurisu. Her smile seemed fake, as if it had been plastered onto her face. Whenever she smiled like that, it meant she wasn't in a good mood.
今はごめん。事件に関して気づいたことがあって、それをまとめてる最中なんだ。生徒会文化祭の準備が佳境だろ。だからクルスが落ち着いたらで。
Her cheeks twitched a little. Crap. Kurisu didn't like it when I called her by her last name.
ちょっと来てくれる？物質。
I could sense a dark aura forming around her, hardly befitting a so-called empress.
来てくれる？
Oh god. She was so close to me.
行こうか。物質なあ宮代。
Ito couldn't handle the terror. It didn't look like I could talk my way out of this one. Seeing no other choice, I nodded and stood up.
クルス。
Yeah.
クルス、ちょっと。
グラウンドに出す屋台のコンロの数でしょ。やっぱり一つの屋台につき一つで統一する。
いや、それは。おう。
悪いけど例外はなし。校長に掛け合ったけどダメだったから、人数が多くて不満があるところは私が後で直接説明に行く。
了解。いや、じゃなくてなんで持ち場離れて。
クルスだから忙しかったら落ち着いたらでいいって。
My god, he's so terrified.
もう終わったから。ごめんね川原くん、急ぎなの。
Her tone was gentle but brooked no argument. As she hurried to the club room. Oh my god.
宮代、またお前か。今度は何したんだ？
I'm going positive. Kawahara cut her off. I didn't know his first name. He was in the same class as Ito and me, and he was the vice president of the student council.
いや、いい。言わなくても分かってる。また例のくだらない記者ごっこだろ？それとも探偵気取りか？
I knew why he was giving me a hard time. He didn't like the fact that Kurisu was spending time with me.
別に
何？
川原くんに迷惑はかけてないと思いますけど。
かかってるんだよ。クルスの時間が割かれると同じ生徒会の俺たち全員にな。
Oh man, here it comes. She comes to my rescue. I happened to glance down at Kawahara's belt. The fastener seemed to be broken. That gave me an idea. What? Were you gonna pants him? I yanked down on his pants as hard as I could. Really? You sure you're not in like freaking elementary school, dude? Just like I thought, they came straight off. His underwear was plainly visible.
白ブリーフかよ。うわー！宮代、お前何するんだ。
君があんまりうるさいから。
ふざけるな。
川原くん、いいから早く吐きなさい。みっともないでしょ。
That's disgusting.
みっともないってそんな。
ほら、みんな見てる。
All the students around us were staring at him and laughing. Come on now. His face quickly turned red.
ひどい。ひどすぎる。
You're a jerk. A mean jerk. He pulled up his pants and ran away with tears in his eyes. Wow, this is fantasy and a half. I can only imagine what the other version is. He looked absolutely miserable. This is so dumb. Just imagining that made me feel better. I'd never do something so childish in real life, though. Yanking down someone's pants as if they ticked you off was the kind of thing a third grader would do. Man, did I call it. I was above that. I knew that the best way to deal with someone like Kawahara was just to ignore them.
お前、小中と不登校だったんだって。
I could feel my legs tense up. I stopped. My face got hot, and without thinking, I glared accusingly at Kurisu. She quickly shook her head.
川原くん、急いでいるから。
But he kept on staring at me. I felt like he was grinning a little. It pissed me off. But there was nothing I could say. I did the best I could to ignore him and turn away. I ignored what sounded like a little laugh and hurried to the club room. Okay.